Hi everyone in Facebook land, how are you all doing? Thank you for joining me. It's me, Valerie, and I'm trying to get my video to pull up here. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it's pulling up where it's supposed to. There we go. All right, so today I'm just gonna do a quick card. I'm calling this just card and chat from a distance because obviously we are not doing anything in person right now. Everything is from a distance, including all of my April card classes. So if you want to join any of those are all going to be from a distance. I'll be mailing the supplies out. So I'll make a video later all about that. So I'm going to use the Label Me Bold stamp set and the Sia Silhouette Designer Series paper. This paper is so fantastic. It's so bright and fun. So I thought, I've only used it once, and I thought we would use it today because it's a fun one to use. So when you pop on, let me know you're here. I think what I want to do is I'm going to take a piece of Whisper White for the card base, and then I want to cut some little squares, and we're just going to do a bunch of little squares on the front of the card from this paper because it is so pretty and it's so bold, so it should make a great card. And I've measured somewhat, so I'm thinking a 3/4 inch strips will be good, or 3/4 inch squares. So we're gonna start just by doing 3/4 inch strips, and then we'll cut those into squares in a minute. I'm just gonna do from each paper, and they each are fantastic because they're, you know, double-sided. So we can flip them over after we get them all cut. Hi Ingrid, how are you? Sorry, I need to unplug my I have too much stuff in the way right now. What is my problem? I have been trying to get card supplies cut for my April online class. I was doing that earlier. So I have stuff everywhere all over the desk right now. If you haven't RSVP'd but you want to join, there is plenty of time to do that. I want to try to get the kits out this week. But I put the deadline as the 20th, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, whenever you want to do it. Hi Donna, how are you? Thanks for joining. Yes, Ingrid, I am doing good. I'm glad you are as well. Guess I can show the other side of these papers. This one's more of the watercolor red. This one, I love this side. And this side too. It's just gonna make a fun card. I know you can't see that I'm at 3/4 of an inch, but I can see. I know it's kind of hard on when you're watching a video and they're doing measurements, and this one has this, and then the other side is that orange watercolor wash. So I figure once we get our little squares cut, it's going to be a pretty vibrant card when we get it put together. It would even be cute with just strips, so maybe we can do a second one. I think I already cut that one. Yep. So we've got the 5 different ones here, and I'm gonna be a little crazy and try to cut more than one square at a time. Let's see if I can do that. It's a matter of putting this in the right place to get this to stay, because the way I have my iPad, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna be fighting with it. So let's not fight, let's just cut them. So I have that one's a little bit bigger than it should be. Oh. So what has everybody been doing this weekend? Everybody been keeping busy? I know I've seen Ingrid has been doing some paintings. They're really cute. I know you did one for your classroom that had the apple and the worm. I thought was adorable. Now when I see these as they're 3/4 by 3/4, I'm like, are these gonna be big enough? We might have a lot of squares on the front of this card. Oh, no, they should be all right. All right, let's get a couple from this end just with the other colors, just so we have them. And then we'll go on to one of the next pieces. All right, there we go, perfect. Oh, Donna's been doing yard work. You know, I went outside for a little while yesterday, Donna, and I dealt with some of the weeds in my flower beds in the front, and then I I think Facebook just froze up on me again. It did this to me the other day when I was live. Let me see if it's still, can you still see me? Comment if you can still see me. Because it is, maybe it's just my iPad freezing up, I don't know. We'll get a couple of these colors in for these flowers. Anyway, so I did some of my weeds outside, and then I had a couple anthills, took care of those, and then all last night, it was all I could do to not sneeze all night long from the pollen. So I was like, was it worth going outside? I really enjoyed my time outside, but it was a little bit crazy after I got in and couldn't stop sneezing. And then it felt like that's what my nose did all night, was run from the pollen. Again, it is still, I'm gonna refresh my iPad and see if it'll pop back up. No, it's still frozen. Okay, good, you can still hear me, yay. It's just not popping up. Oh, Ingrid, you spent, virtual instruction. Yes, I was gonna ask you, how is that going? You haven't started yet, because it'll be after this week. I hope that goes well for you. I know that's gonna be so different. That's kind of how I'm feeling right now with doing all my classes online. I'm excited about it, but it's going to be so different trying to do it online. The main difference will be if somebody doesn't have a stamp set, they can substitute with something else, and I'm going to try to do sentiments more than anything, so that way you can substitute whatever sentiment you want. But if you have the stamps that I'm using, that's great too, use it. All right, that should be, I don't even know how many I've cut of each square. I think I'll have plenty. I think I need 20. I think if I measured correctly, I need 20, ladies. Now let's see, you're both teachers, so you'll let me know if I'm not right. I figured at 3/4 by 3/4 with about a 1/4 inch in between. About 4 by 5 will be good. So we'll see. If we need some more, we'll cut a few more, but I think we have enough. We have enough to get started anyway. And now I debated if I wanted to put another layer underneath this, maybe to, so instead of gluing directly to the card front, I think I will glue or stick to a piece that's just a little bit smaller that will go on the card front. And because I was using the Label Me Bold stamp set, I grabbed a couple of the stamps that are in that. There's the little watercolor wash thing, this little, I call it a cloud because that's what it looked like to me, splatter. And then there are actually, I thought might be cute to do a background with the little hearts, the polka dots, or the stars maybe. Does anyone have any preference? Do you think we should, and what color should we use maybe? Because this has like every color in the rainbow in it, so we could use any color really for the background. Because there's greens and purples and reds and yellows and blues and all of that in there. So let me see what colors coordinate with this. Hi Lisa Null, how are you? Thank you for joining. Now I'm wondering where I set my pack of paper that I literally just had in my hand. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's why, because I put it away. Blackberry Bliss, Crushed Curry, Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Mango Melody, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Old Olive, Pacific Point. Pacific Point was what came to mind. Maybe Pacific Point and a little bit of Poppy Parade for the background. That would be cute. All right, let me grab Pacific Point. And then I will grab Poppy Parade. Hi, Carrie Ann. Ingrid says blue or yellow stars. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking blue or yellow stars. That would be cute. So let me grab some Crushed Curry. I can't see you guys on my iPad right now. It's not, oh, there it goes. It keeps going out on me. So maybe we'll do just a combination of these. but we'll stamp off first maybe, so it's a little lighter for the background. Let's see how that works out. And then I want to add in the stars, and I might actually do yellow and blue stars just because we can. That was Poppy Parade, stamped off once, and then I'll do, this is going to be a lot of pattern on one card, but it's going to be cute, right? Yeah, I think I'll do, I won't even stamp these off because I like that crushed curry color. Oh, Kelly, you're having puppies. Yay! That's exciting. Do you know how many the dog is going to have, or is it going to be a surprise? Because it's like, I never know, because I know you can take your dog to the vet, and if there's problems, they do ultrasounds and all that stuff just like they do on humans these days. So just in case your dog was having problems, I hope not. But it's always exciting having puppies. All right, we'll do some, yeah, we'll leave these full strength too, I think. I actually really like those three colors together. I think it looks good. Do a couple off the sides and the corners. And then when we lay our squares on there, if it's too much, we'll just flip it over and use the white side, because this is just a kind of wing it card. And I haven't even thought, I probably should have put a sentiment on it. Our sentiment may just be on the inside. So then if we have that on the front, then we've got all of these little, all of our little squares. And we need to do 4 in a row. So I'm wondering if I should just try to alternate them, you know, kind of make them go down like a quilt. I don't know, it might be too much with the background. I think we're gonna lose our paper in that, don't you? What does everybody think? Too much with the background? I feel like we're kind of losing our, hi Aunt Sherry, how are you? We are just playing around with a little idea here and seeing if we can get it to work. I might have needed to make my squares a little bigger too. I don't have another piece of Whisper White that size, which is surprising because that was what I was gonna do today, was cut a bunch of paper in that size, and I didn't do it. So let me cut another piece of Whisper White here, and then we'll layer our squares on that Whisper White, kind of like I said, like a quilt maybe, or we need a 5 1/4. I gotta bring it up here. I can't get the 5, I can't see where the 5 1/4 is on the bottom. There we go. All right. We can just mix them up. Let's just mix them up this time and see what we get. Now I figured if we did 4, I was trying to kind of go, you know, like this on a diagonal with the pieces and see what we got. And I'm trying to keep them kind of in a row. 4 by 5 is what I figured is what we need for the front of this. But then see, we have, you know, the double-sided, so we can always change them around. That doesn't even go there. I'm doing the wrong one. Goes up here. And our blue. And we can always change them around to the other side when we get maybe further over. All right, let's try these ones. These are the ones that looked like little honeycombs, and they were all different colors. So maybe let's start with the yellow since there's no yellow over here. That one's the odd shaped one. That one needs to go. I wasn't even thinking of doing it as a quilt when I first started, but then it just kind of, you know, kind of put them in a row like a quilt. All right, we had this one already. Did we do this one? Let me see what this one is. These are the other flowers. We haven't done these ones yet. So let's just see. And then maybe we can take some of these yellow ones again. And we'll just throw one of those blue striped ones there. How does that look? Just for a random pattern, I guess. Not really random, but random. I'm just gonna put a Stampin' Dimensional on the back of each. And this is just something that's good you can use scraps for. Obviously you saw I didn't use scraps because I had a bunch of paper and we cut it into strips, but if you have small strips, this is definitely something you could do. And it would work out really well. But I like the idea of having it raised up so they're not just flat to the card, because I love using dimensionals, we all know that. We tried it with a background, it was just too bold. Maybe I just chose too bold of colors, but I was trying to match the colors that were in the paper. So I think it would be actually kind of pretty on a black background. That might be pretty. And then these are all, I didn't use any of the watercolor wash sides, so you can see the watercolor wash sides might be really pretty to do one with too. I wanted to mix them up, but it just didn't, I didn't when I laid them out. So I'm gonna leave them like this. And then I can always go back and make another one with the watercolor wash backgrounds, and I can post a photo of it so you can see what it looks like. The hardest part is once you, after you get these set, you gotta get one of these on each of them and then go back. And then we're gonna go back and stick them all down. So it's kind of a boring process, but I hope you stay tuned to see the final project. That is the order they were in. Let's get these ones on the back. And then we can start sticking them down. Okay. And I'm gonna start right here at the bottom and work my way up. Hopefully I won't knock them all off and I can keep them somewhat square. They might not end up quite as perfect as they should be. But I'm glad I chose 3/4 by 3/4 because 1 inch by 1 inch would have been too big for this size of card. So has anyone ever done a card like this? Have experience in putting them together and have any helpful tips? Because this is all new to me. I'm gonna do the right and the left, and then I'll do the center, because I figure that way I will have an idea of exactly where I want to put these ones, how much distance I need between them. And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to start with these ones on the, I almost picked it up and moved them all. That would have been great. So is anyone interested in doing the online classes right now with me? Just curious. I did put a little post, or posted an event actually for my April class. Regular card class is going to be just a to-go class. And so it's going to be 4 cards, $15 or free with a $25 order, and I'll mail you the card pieces. And then I just posted a dinosaur kids class to use with the Dino Roar paper, because I thought all these kids are home and sometimes they need something fun to do too, and it's fun for mom or dad to sit down and do an art project with them. And this is an art project they can use. They can mail cards to their friends that they're missing, or to their grandparents, or whoever they aren't able to see right now. Hi Kayla, how are you? I saw your video the other day with the little school parade. That was so cute. They did that here too. I thought it was adorable. I thought it was a fantastic idea. because all these kids are really missing their friends and their teachers, and their day-to-day schedules are so off right now. This is so wonky. None of these are straight. So just remember, if you do this, do a better job than I'm doing, please. Because mine are a little crooked. Just a tiny bit. And a little off as far as distance from the top and the bottom too. So maybe I should have started with the center row, because then I could have gauged the other 2 rows on either side, but that's all right. We're just gonna pretend it's just fine. We're gonna pretend these are all exactly the way we want them. So if you get this card in the mail, this is how I intended it to be, right? Okay. So if we just lay that on the Whisper White backdrop. Now, for the sentiment, I was just gonna do a quick little happy birthday and then cut it out and put it on here somewhere. But I wanted to add like something else on the front of this with vellum, because you know I love vellum. And I was actually thinking of, let me see if I can find my dies that I just got out. The Nature's Thoughts dies have a fantastic, there they are. This feather, I love this feather, and I don't know why a feather comes to mind when I see that, but I want to put a feather on there. So I think I'm going to cut some of those out in vellum and put them on the top. I've got lots of vellum scraps. I have my big shot on the table here with me. You can't see it, but it's here, I promise. You'll definitely hear it. You can't see it, but you'll definitely hear it and see my shadow of my hand working. I'm still working so hard right now with my big shot. But I don't know, I just felt like it needed something fun like that on the front of it, just to give it, I don't know, a little of dimension. And again, don't know why feathers came to mind, but they just do. And they actually look kind of cute on there. It's a matter of how many feathers do I want. Let me cut one more. And I do have some more scraps of Whisper White that we can cut. I could actually cut maybe a couple of Whisper White feathers and just see what I like better, or what we like better. Please give me your opinions. Let me know what you think. I know I need to get a microphone because it's hard when I'm moving around for you all to hear me, because I'm using the microphone on my phone and it's stationary and I'm not. So just please let me know. Is it horrible? Do I sound... What do you think of the feathers? Yay, nay? Well, the white one looks kind of pretty on there too. Maybe we'll do a couple white and a couple vellum and then put a sentiment on there. And I almost feel like I need to cut a little bit off the top here of this little piece, just because it is so out of place as far as distance. So that way we can pretend this is how we wanted it to be. This was exactly how close we wanted it from the top and the bottom. Just a smidge more. And that is one fabulous thing about this, our new trimmer that we got this year. You can cut super tiny pieces off and it doesn't fray, it doesn't, I guess that's the word, fray. It doesn't fray on the edges with these new blades. Of course, they don't stay sharp forever, and eventually you will have some fraying, but it's not bad when you've got your, definitely doesn't do that when your blade is sharp. All right, there we go. That looks better. Kind of evened it up a little bit. And then let's just do this flat, since our little blocks are already since our little blocks are already standing up. And now this would be pretty with a different color card on the back too, if you wanted something obviously a little bit different. Now we're gonna stamp happy birthday, and I'm gonna stamp it in, Pacific Point, and then I'm gonna stamp it in Memento just to see which one I like better, and then we're just gonna cut the happy birthday out. So there's Pacific Point. Let me just clean this real quick. If you haven't used a chamois yet, the chamois is the way to go for cleaning. It is fantastic. I'm hoping all of your comments are showing up because my video is completely not showing up on my iPad. And then we'll cut them both out and see which one shows up better with the card. But I don't know why. The feathers just add something to the card, I think. Something just a little different. And they are just fun, so I don't know how I'm gonna arrange them yet. Or if I'm just gonna have one white one and one vellum one, or I don't know. Tell me what you all think. Is there a way I should arrange them, do you think? Or just kind of lay them like a bouquet on there? Or just put like one separate on there somewhere? I feel like the happy birthday needs to be popped up for sure, just because even though it's Label Me Bold, these are skinny little pieces, and I don't want this to get lost in all the colors there. All right, so we've got which one do you think? The black or the Pacific Point? Anyone have any suggestions? Sorry, I bumped my camera there. Didn't mean to make anyone dizzy, but I think the Pacific Point kind of stands out a little bit. So I'm gonna put some mini dimensionals on the back of that, and then we can figure out where we're gonna put it on the card. The mini dimensionals, when those are cut out, just fit. Like, they literally just fit. They are exactly, yep, I think so too, Donna. I think the Pacific Point is perfect. I hate that there's such a lag that I ask a question and you're typing it in, but there's just a Facebook lag. I don't know. What do you think about the feathers? Yay? Nay? Just randomly placed on there, no white ones. Like this, maybe. I kind of like that, actually. I do like the white feathers, but I like how that looks like that. White feathers, vellum feathers. I'm gonna give it a minute and let you all answer. Yep, Aunt Sherry agrees. Same with the Pacific Point blue versus the other. So we've got the white feathers or the vellum feathers. Ingrid likes the vellum feathers. All right. I know what you meant, Ingrid. It didn't, you know, we're all typing fast when we're on this. I think I want them just to lay flat like that too. So I'm just gonna put a super tiny bit of glue on a couple of these corners. Donna likes the vellum. And I'm gonna just squish it out a little bit so it's not as thick, but it'll hold that feather on there. And then I'm gonna do the same. I'm just gonna add that glue that was just on my finger over here, and hopefully, actually I might need a little bit more right there. And hopefully that will hold the feathers down. I used the regular white. I don't have, oh, light blue. Do I have light blue? Hang on, let me see. I'm trying to think what's in this. No, this vellum is Old Olive, So Saffron, and Petal Pink. So I have those 3 colors. I don't have light blue. Let me see what that. We just got vellum. This might be cute. Well, I've got an open pack. This is the free vellum that we just had. I think it was a freebie. I feel like I have an open package. Let me see, because I think there's blue in there. Maybe we could cut a blue one. There is blue. Let's cut a blue one and just see. This already has embossing on it, but maybe once it's run through with, just gonna cut a little chunk out of it. Maybe once it's run through with the feather that will have embossing on it, it might flatten out that embossing. So let's see. It didn't really flatten out the embossing, but it did. Ooh, that is pretty. Good choice, Donna. Now, should I add him in somewhere or add 2 more? How many feathers do we need? Or should we just put 1 next to each? Let me cut another one out. Let me just grab another piece of this. All right. So the light blue is actually kind of pretty. It's got little dots on it still, but that's okay. Should we just add them next to, 1 next to each of these feathers? Toward the outsides. 3 or 5. So I have 3 or 5. Yeah, so like an odd number. Yeah, I kind of like the odd number thing too. So what? I like the idea of, okay, so let's see. If we did 5, we'd have 1, 2, 3. Would that look like too much? Let me cut 1 more and we'll find out. We'll lay them on there and see. And then we can do put our sentiment on there. Yeah, I'm with you, Donna. I like to do odd numbers too most of the time. I did like the way the 2 feathers look like that, and now that I've got them glued down, I don't want to rip them off. But they're kind of in an odd place now for adding another. Unless we have like that one falling that way. I don't want them all to be pointing the same way, you know. Or maybe all the blue ones can be coming down. How does that look? And then if we add our happy birthday, maybe over top of this feather, up here, 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 top. I don't want it on the top. Or even directly in the center. I kind of like that with the 3 different feathers like that. The light blue vellum. And then where should we put the happy birthday? I do, I like it too. I like with the white vellum and the blue vellum. And I even like, if you squish that glue out, it really, your vellum will still stick, but you can't really see it through. So yeah, your fingers get a little sticky, but that's all right. Sometimes you gotta get messy to get crafty. And I've got enough glue on my finger still. I can glue this one. And then now where do we want to put our sentiment? I don't know, I feel like it looks right on that side, right there. What does everybody else think? Centered? Centered but to the right. I think that's where I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna take the backings off, and I think we'll do that. I think we'll do it centered and to the right. Hi Lisa Marie, how are you? Thank you for joining us. We are making a fun card. Bottom right, Donna? Like right here? So it's kind of over the feather, or should I just, I don't want it all the way at the bottom. I kind of like it kind of over the feather like that, or right here. Anyway, I was saying we are making a fun card with just Whisper White cardstock. I don't want to stick it till I have Donna's answer, if that's where she wants it, because we'll go with it if that's what Donna wants. We're making a fun card with the Sia Silhouette paper, and we did some feathers using the Nature's Thoughts dies, and we're layering those on there. Our squares are a little off, but that's all right. Okay, Aunt Sherry says bottom right as well, so let's do it. Let's put it there. We've got 2 votes for here, so perfect. On the feather or up a little maybe over the white. Oh, yeah, I kind of could have done that too. I've already stuck it now, Donna, sorry. All right, we're gonna leave it right where it's at. And then I may make another card and we can try it with the other sides maybe, or maybe just some, we could try one with just stripes because we have all those strips left. So we could do just strips and we could still make it a birthday card. Let me find all my strips. They are literally right in front of me. And we maybe just do this side of the strips. Or we can still use the other side if we want to. Yeah, I think it looks good there too, Donna. I'm with you. It was one of those, it was a toss-up. It kind of looked cute everywhere. But we could always flip them. Let me see how much we have left of each, and then we'll cut them. And we can always cut more strips because I have tons. I'm gonna save that feather. We might use that on this one. We might add feathers on our strip card too. That sounds bad, our strip card. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Let's just make them 4 inches and they're 3/4 wide. So then we'll just, I don't know how long these ones are, so let's go 4. These ones are a little bit, not quite. No, they're all gonna be, we're not gonna be able to have 2 of each with 4 inches, but that's okay, because we're gonna lay our card the opposite way, so it's gonna be, our strips are gonna go right to left, and I'm gonna take my other paper and we'll cut a couple more strips just so we have 2 of each, and then we can decide how we want to layer them. And the nice thing is you can cut 2 pieces of this at the same time if you have them obviously laying nicely, but I can never get them in there right, so at least not while I'm on camera anyway. We'll cut another 3/4 inch strip, and then we'll cut this into 4s. So we have lots of pieces. We'll have plenty of pieces this way. We'll probably be able to make more than 1 card if we want to. We'll cut the blue and white one. If I would have been thinking, we could have done all of this at the same time. But I wasn't thinking. I was only thinking about the first card. And maybe had I not cut so many squares, it would have been a little bit, would have been easier too, but that's all right. We got this. We got this. And then I really want to do the feathers again. I love those feathers. We're gonna have way too many strips, but that's all right. It'll give me some extra things to make thank you cards with, or more birthday cards. We always need those. I think we have just one more, just this one, I think, is the last one. And then I think I have all of the papers from this paper pack. And I should have held that down a little bit. These strips are going to be a little bit wonky. I can see it already. Let me fix it. It's just a little bit too, my paper shifted just a little bit at the end. And I think we will do the same thing. We will cut this at 4. And then I'm gonna make a background piece first, and then maybe we'll do a different color background, like maybe the Pacific Point, because that was really pretty with the, for the happy birthday. So let's do Pacific Point card background for this one. All right, Pacific Point cardstock, where are you? And of course I don't have any already pre-cut, so we're gonna score it. I always score it first and go ahead, unless I know I need a piece of it for something. I always score it first and then cut it in half so I have enough to make 2 cards if I want to. That's what's nice about the 8.5 by 11 paper. You can always get 2 cards out of it. All right. Let's see. Now we could either put a piece of Whisper White here, or we could put a piece of Pacific Point. So let's just see what we get when we add our fun strips to it. And do we, which that one's all wonky. Do we want to kind of alternate them with the different sides maybe? Since we used all of the, look at how wonky these are already. Like I can't even get them on there straight. So maybe we will make, maybe we just won't even put that on there. And we're just gonna do some fun, lay them all different directions strips of paper. It's always fun to do them like this too, because then you don't have to worry about them being perfect. You can just take your time. Let's get some with a different color on the back. That one's really pretty, I like that one. And like even with all of these different colors, we still, all those strips we had, we probably have enough for one more card, but we'll only make this one. We'll just kind of add our strips on here. And all I'm gonna do for the strips is just a little bit of glue. I'm not even gonna use snail for these because it's just kind of fun to, and the first one's not gonna be super cattywampus, so to speak. And you don't need a ton of glue. They don't have to layer over each other if you don't want to. I like how it looks when they're layered over each other. And you don't have a ton of space in between just because it gives them a little bit, you can use a few more strips. So by the time I get these laid down, I might actually, I'm gonna do the yellow at the bottom. Might actually need more strips. Just depends on how many I fit on here. Oh my gosh. Okay, Donna, if you're still on here, I'm turning into you with the glue. See, like I'm sticking to everything, and now I know the struggles you have with the glue when you start sticking to everything. It's irritating. I need to buy more wipes. Now it makes me know that I need more wipes. More wipes for wiping the glue off my fingers. Let's go. This one's kind of, I really love the colors on the back of this one with the red, yellow, and blue. It reminds me of Superman ice cream. Who's a fan of Superman ice cream? Like that is one of my favorites. I have some people who are just totally grossed out by it, but I love it. Superman ice cream. Yep, see Donna knows, she knows she's got the glue, the messy glue. But it's fun. We have fun every time Donna comes to class. So it doesn't matter. All right, so now we have the white ones, and then I'm gonna cut some more I really like those blue ones, so I'm gonna cut some more of those. And all my, like, literally, I need like a camera behind me so then you can see the angle of what it looks like on my desk right now, because I just had that paper sitting here and now I'm looking for it because I put it behind me on a cart. So I'm just gonna cut a hunk off of this and cut a couple in the blue. We already have 2 just regular white ones. I'm not sure if I want those. I like them, but I still like the vellum ones better. Hi Lois, how are you? So I'm gonna run some more of these vellum ones through, and I'll probably do maybe some more white vellum ones. We did, how many? We did 5 on the other card. And I'm thinking we could probably do 5 on this card easily too. I mean, just depends on where we put them and how we want to land, but like we said before, an odd number is always good. 3 or 5, 7 would be too many probably, but 3 or 5 I think would be good. And then I do want to just do a happy birthday sentiment again, because I always need birthday cards. I like that this could be for a guy or a girl, because it's a neutral card, but still bright and cheery for birthday. All right, and let me get some white vellum, and I'll do a couple more white vellum ones just so we have them. I'm so glad I save all my scraps from stuff, because that is literally what I'm using right now for this, the white vellum. Look at that one curled right up, it's so cute. We'll get one more and then we can figure out how to arrange them, and I'll stamp another happy birthday, I think. This time, I was thinking Pacific Point, but I think I'm gonna do it in Poppy Parade. I think we'll do red on this one and see how it looks. And I don't have any red vellum though. So, but that would be pretty if I did. I mean, we could make red vellum, but it would take, oh. My life in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen. Always covered in ink. All right. Let me clean this stamp off. I've got this scrap of Whisper White here that's perfect for whenever I'm cutting for cards or something, or backgrounds, and you have that little 1/2-inch strip left over. It's perfect for saving for all this kind of stuff, because then you're not having to cut off from a whole sheet of paper. All right, so I'm thinking no on the white feathers. Now the white vellum, yes. Now how do we want to, is there any pattern we should put them in? Do we need the blue ones, just the white ones? These white ones are so curly, they're adorable. I don't know why they curled, but look cute. I'm gonna flatten them out just a little bit so they'll go on the card better. And then we can decide how we wanna put them on there. While I'm cutting this out, I'm gonna let you all think and let me know which way you think we should put them. It's audience's choice for this. And I know there's such a delay. I gotta give it a minute. So you guys, you know, so the lag catches up. That's the only thing. I hate that lag that we have. It just, you know, I ask the question, but you don't hear it for a few seconds, and then it's a few seconds later before your answer, you know, shows up in front of me in the comments. So it is what it is. But sometimes it feels like I'm just talking to myself while I'm waiting. So anyone have any suggestions? Where we should put the happy birthday and the feathers, or no feathers and just happy birthday on this one? Although I will say I do love the feathers. If I could get these white ones to lay flat this time. And I don't know why, but I almost feel like I want to just do 3 white ones and 2 blue ones just across the front of the card. Like so. What does everyone think? How does that look? And then we could do happy birthday right in the middle, off to one side, top, bottom. Yay, nay. I like it. I like it like that. And then once we get them glued down, because those feathers keep curling, I'm gonna have to lay a block on it, I think, just to hold them down long enough till the glue dries. And like I said, if you just put, thank you, Lois, just put a little bit for each feather and then just kind of spread it out. Your feather will stick nicely. And sometimes like that's gonna show through a little bit because I had a little much on there. This one won't show through as much. And I'm gonna try to be careful with this one, not put as much on there. Just kind of lay it, squish it. And there's always a little bit extra left on my finger for the next one. Actually, come on. There we go. The blue one, and then our white one. I'm kind of off a little bit, but that's all right. And where should we put the birthday? On the bottom, up here on the feathers, center. I don't know why, but I like those little, when they're cut out like that on the bottom right, but it could be up top too. I just think it shows up better right there in that color. What do y'all think? I'm gonna get a wipe out and get my fingers cleaned off here before I start sticking to everything. Thank you, Aunt Sherry. I like it too. Super easy, and we just used up some more of that paper. I had some of the strips already cut, and so it worked out perfect. I think I'm gonna stick the happy birthday right there. And I don't even know, I think it needs embellishments. I think because of the color of the paper, it's pretty vibrant already. So I think it's cute just like this. Love it. Get all of our little pieces out of the way over here. Get the cap back on my glue so I can show you the cards that we did. Just super fun, super easy. I don't know, I guess that paper, because it's so bright, obviously spoke happy birthday to me. But then for some reason I thought about the feather and I was just like, I don't know, it's kind of like a carefree card. It's kind of carefree. I like it. Both of them actually. So, hi Jeanette, how are you? Thanks for joining. We are just finishing up with these 2 cards, but I hope if you don't already have the supplies, you will go to my site at valeriesmith.stampinup.net to buy your supplies to make these cards. I'm going to put all of the measurements on my blog, so you will all have those. Probably sometime later today or tomorrow, it just depends. It's kind of a lazy day for me today on Sunday. I will be back on in a little while just to do a quick talk about my online class. So I want to thank you all for joining me, and I appreciate it. You have a great rest of your day. Bye.